Thanks. Bear with me. Hello, everybody. Hey, thank you so much for joining us today. We are so happy that you're here. This is 50 Strong SkillBridge Connect. We are very intentionally and specifically focused today on helping you get directly connected to some really strong SkillBridge opportunities. And I want to just say thank you so much to the employer partners that are making this effort possible. So to United Health Group, Cushman & Wakefield, Johnson & Johnson, Verizon, ADP, Lowe's, Tech Systems, John Deere, and Amazon. Thank you so much for making this possible. Hey, y'all, the SkillBridge leads from all those companies that I just mentioned are here. Importantly, though, we have lots of SkillBridge leads from many awesome other organizations. I think there are 25 different SkillBridge organizations represented here today. So we're so happy that you joined us. We will kick off a quick poll. If y'all can give us some feedback, I really appreciate it. But I just want to say thank you so much to all of you that have joined. As you can see here, there are some really strong partners represented here. All of these are DoD authorized SkillBridge partners, all running their own SkillBridge programs and all here today, eager to share their opportunities with you. To all of you here that are SkillBridge leaders, thank you so much for joining us. And certainly also thank you to the commands and the TAP leads and education partners and all the community partners that have been sharing out about today's event. We really appreciate you. Important before we get going, I really need y'all to be on Zoom 5.3.0 or later so that you can put yourself into your own breakout rooms. If you're not sure, take a quick minute, update if you need to, and we'll let you right back into the meeting. If you, for some reason, can't update and aren't on the latest version, that's okay too. We can work through that. But it will be helpful if most of us are on a later version. I see that 76% of you are here for the very first time. Amazing to have you all, and we're so appreciative. I'm going to take a quick second to explain a little bit about what we're trying to do at 50 Strong, given that almost 80% of you are joining us for the first time. A note to the employer partners that are here, since some of you probably are on this poll, this means the vast majority of service members that are joining us here for the very first time at 50 Strong. So let's all keep that in mind. I wanted to share with everybody, we run 3 series of events. We run 50 Strong Employer Connect, which is for all pathways for active duty, guard, reserve, spouses, separated veterans, and all military affiliated students. You as active duty service members are certainly welcome to always leverage 50 Strong Employer Connect because SkillBridge is one recruiting pathway. But we do certainly run 50 Strong SkillBridge Connect because I know that there are lots of questions around SkillBridge, and frankly, I know it can sometimes be confusing. So we started 50 Strong SkillBridge Connect about 1.5 years ago with the goal to try to help support SkillBridge facilitation directly with these SkillBridge partners. Today's event is part of 50 Strong SkillBridge Connect. We also run 50 Strong Industry Connect, which is meant to help employers understand how they can open pathways like SkillBridge, but certainly others as well. So for today, again, these are all the organizations that have SkillBridge opportunities that are here. Next Thursday, so please join us back, we'll have an Employer Connect event, which is for all pathways to employment. You can see that some of the employers that are here today will also be back with us next week. But certainly we'll have new ones as well. So I encourage you to go ahead and register to join us next week as well. We will drop the RSVP for next week's event in the chat now. So certainly take advantage of that. Real quick, it looks like 15% of you are joining us from outside of the continental United States. Thank you so much for being here. And it looks like about 55% of you are E7 or below.
Apologize for the hot mic a few minutes ago.
And goodness, a lot of you have, 60% of you have more than 6 months for SkillBridge. So thank you all so much for your feedback. We appreciate you. and certainly hope you enjoy today as well as next week. I want to say a special thank you to the TAP and the military support teams that are sharing out about this event in particular and 50 Strong efforts in general. We just heard from one of the employer representatives that this was mentioned at a Marine for Life event last night. Certainly, TAP leads and family readiness centers are sharing out about SkillBridge opportunities, so we appreciate them. Our education partners are a really important part of what we do. There are currently 225,000, almost 225,000 active duty service members using DoD TA benefits in school currently. For SkillBridge, this is a really important outreach opportunity for those that are trying to support their education outcomes as well as their career outcomes. So if you heard about this event through one of these education partners that's pictured here, tell us in the chat. I'd love to hear, and we certainly appreciate their efforts toward career outcomes. All right, a little bit about SkillBridge. Hopefully everybody here knows what SkillBridge is, but at a high level, SkillBridge is an opportunity in up to the last 180 days of active duty service to train and learn with an industry partner. It's for all ranks, enlisted and officers. And the important part is that SkillBridge is activated by industry partners, many of which are here today. And so the important part about that is it's up to industry partners to create those SkillBridge opportunities for you then to explore. And so it's really important that you can learn as much as you can about how they open their SkillBridge opportunities and how they run their programs. Sooner the better, right? Just as an example, 4 years ago, there were 123 DoD authorized SkillBridge programs. As of today, I did update the chart and I forgot to update the date. Y'all, that last column in blue is today's date. So as of today, we're at a 27x increase in SkillBridge programs than we were 4 years ago. This means that we're all learning together. So if you go in one of these breakout rooms and the SkillBridge leader says something like, hey, we're exploring that or working on this, please just keep in mind that we're all learning and working diligently together. Okay, there's 8 things I want you to know about SkillBridge today before I open up the breakout rooms. First, there's no such thing as an official cohort. Second, each SkillBridge partner runs and manages their own program. These SkillBridge partners can and do open their own opportunities. Early exploration is so important. The folks that are here today are working across their organizations in order to open their opportunities. So again, just ask them how that process goes so that you understand. Ask if SkillBridge is aligned to workforce-driven opportunities. If so, you may hear that their offers may be closer to your eligibility window than you might expect, but this sometimes leads to stronger outcomes on the back end. And please remember that SkillBridge is just one recruiting pathway. So now that I've shared some of the fun details, I want to give an opportunity for some of our close partners to just quickly say hello before we open up the breakout rooms. I'm going to ask Tiffany Doherty from Johnson & Johnson to kick us off.
Well, thank you, Candy, and I will be mindful of time, but great to see everyone. I'm excited to be here and always love being a partner of 50 Strong. I was with Candy in DC last week and Chantal, and they're just amazing work. But Johnson & Johnson, who are we? We are the world's most broadly based healthcare company, really focusing on 2 sectors going forward, our med tech business as well as our pharmaceutical business, but still hiring for what will be Kenvue, our consumer business. What does that mean? It means we have really diverse jobs all across this country and the world. We have about 140,000 employees. So I'll be excited to talk to you about a few of our direct hiring pathways, but then also really focusing on SkillBridge. We do focus SkillBridge on where we have core locations. So I will talk in our breakout room about where those locations are and why we do that, and how to find out more about those opportunities. But here's how we look at it. SkillBridge is an internship to hire pathway. You apply to our program and I send you out to about 200 hiring managers to look at you against their upcoming jobs. So while we don't guarantee a job, we look at this as designing an internship experience toward a very specific job opportunity. So excited to talk with you more about that. And if you haven't thought of yourself as someone in healthcare, I don't have a healthcare background. I was an Army Air Traffic Controller, enlisted, and then worked in a variety of industries. Most of our jobs are not clinical healthcare work. So come talk to us and learn more about what we do, whether it's SkillBridge or down the road for you. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Tiffany. I really appreciate that. Next up from Fortune 5 United Health Group, Barbara, how are you?
Hi, Candy. Thank you so much for inviting us and having us here today. My name is Barbara Beltram. I am the SkillBridge Program Coordinator for United Health Group. I am a prior Navy Chief, Hospital Corpsman, and I did come through our SkillBridge program at UHG, and I'm now running it. So it's pretty awesome to be able to look at both sides of what we do. United Health Group, many of you may have heard of United Healthcare, which is one branch of our business, but we are the largest healthcare corporation in the world. We have almost 400,000 employees, and we do everything with patient care delivery, pharmacy, home-based delivery, healthcare innovation, healthcare insurance. And then of course we are a very, very large corporation. So we have an entire business side, P&L, logistics, supply chain, technology, pretty much anything and everything that you could think of. We are equally the size of the United States Air Force and have more jobs than the Air Force offers. So I hope that you are all interested in learning more about what you could do in the healthcare industry. You do not have to have a healthcare background to be a part of our SkillBridge program. And we are a 90 to 180 day window with lots of opportunity within that time frame. So looking forward to meeting you.
Awesome. Thank you, Barbara. Next up from Lowe's, Alex, how are you?
Hey everyone, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you. Thanks for being here, Alex.
Yeah, my afternoon has been technical difficulties, so happy to be here. So hello everyone, welcome. My name is Alex. I'm joined by my colleague Rebecca. We are here from Lowe's, we're military recruiters. I am a Army veteran and Rebecca is currently an Army spouse. So anyone who hails from Fort Hood, Texas, hit me up. So a little bit about Lowe's. We employ over 310,000 associates, and of those, we have over 20,000 veterans. We're headquartered out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and we also have retail and distribution centers across the U.S. You're probably familiar with our stores. If you own a home like me, you probably spend your entire weekend there. We currently have SkillBridge fellowships and full-time opportunities in almost every area imaginable, not just retail. So we do hire in retail and store management. We also have technology, product management, marketing, finance, merchandising, sales. We even have aviation. We hire pilots and we hire nurses. So the sky's the limit. And we currently have SkillBridge fellowship offerings in our stores and also in our corporate headquarters. So please come visit our break room for more information. Do come talk to Rebecca and I about currently what we have available.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Alex. From Verizon, Stephen, how are you? Or Michael, whomever wants to jump in.
Hey, I'll do it. Hey, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Congratulations on taking this next step in your career. Like everybody has said, SkillBridge is an individual journey. And so what we do here at Verizon is we connect individual opportunities to individuals. And so what that means is we have the opportunity to open any and all of our jobs to SkillBridge. So that means that you are able to review, apply, and compete for any open position within our organization. And that gives you the opportunity to say, hey, I've either reskilled or upskilled into this type of job. So I'm an armor officer, I have a tank back here. And there's not a lot of tanking jobs in the civilian world. So when you think about what you've done, how you realigned your skills, your abilities, the opportunity is there for you here at Verizon to do whatever you want to do. Like everybody else has said, we do host across all of our business groups. So when you think of Verizon, most people are probably thinking, hey, I don't want to work in a store. But we are actually one of the largest technology companies in the world. 1/3 of all internet usage goes through Verizon. So I learned that this week. I'm going to keep using it because I think it's great. So if you want to be in a store, you are a technologist, early career, we can do that. Or you want to be cybersecurity, you want to do supply chain, logistics management, whatever that looks like, we have opportunities that could align to your skills and experience. Our outcomes are based on having an open job. So we don't host a host. We don't really do any kind of experiential hosting. So we do require there to be an open job behind it. That way, it just gives you that full opportunity to not focus on networking internally for a job, but networking internally to grow your skills, experiences, and other opportunities you might be able to access. So come by, see us. Stephen, myself, some other of our team will be there. We appreciate you all. And again, thank you for being here.
Hey, that part, I hope y'all are hearing about just some of the realities about that part that Michael just said about full-time jobs on the back end and alignment. That's a really important part of what I hope you'll ask every single one of the SkillBridge partners about, just so that you know early, right? Next up from ADP, Irving, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks, Candy. Hopefully everybody can hear me today. And once again, just like everybody else, I want to just say congratulations. Thanks for joining this. I am also a veteran. I spent 27 years, 6 months, and 5 days in the United States Army, mostly as an infantry officer, but also as a special operator, as a professor at West Point. So I've had a lot going on. And look, I also spent 10 years in industry. If you want to know about, what it's like to transition, I'd be more than happy to answer those questions. And I'm here representing ADP. And look, ADP is a Fortune 500 company, $16 billion in revenue, and it is an amazingly nice company. We have a hybrid model. So people are coming to the office 3 days a week. We are global. We have offices all over the country. And we are the largest human resource capital management organization in the world right now. So we would love to have you, tons of opportunity, and I'm hoping to see you at the breakout sessions.
Hey, y'all, this is such a great point Irving mentioned that I wanted to mention earlier and forgot. There are so many B2B companies that you may not have heard of, but that offer tremendous opportunities from an employment perspective. And by B2B, I just mean business to business. So employers that serve other businesses and don't sell to consumers. And ADP is a great example of that. Another great example of that is Cushman & Wakefield. Jamie, how are you?
Hey, Candy. Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. My name is Jamie McCall, and I lead our SkillBridge program here at Cushman & Wakefield, also a veteran of the Army National Guard. If you have not seen our big red signs, be on the lookout. They could be right around the corner from you. But if you're not familiar, we are one of the largest global commercial real estate companies. We facilitate the sales, the leasing, the purchasing of buildings, skyscrapers, retail shopping centers, manufacturing, industrial, multifamily. The U.S. is our largest footprint, but we are in over 60 countries, over 400 offices, and over 50,000 employees. You do not have to have commercial real estate experience. We hire roles anywhere starting from property administration to help you get your license up to property management, as well as maintenance and engineering, facilities, operations, and lots of different support roles, finance, accounting, and more. We begin our outreach within 90 days of your start date, and we are open anywhere from 60 to 180 days. And like most of the other employers already said, there absolutely has to be a full-time position. Our goal and outcome is to convert you to that full-time role as long as you are performing that position. So join me and my colleague, Billy Flagg, who's with me today, who's also a product of the SkillBridge program. Come to our breakout room and learn more about opportunities. And we look forward to meeting you as well. Thanks again.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jamie. The last partner I want to give an opportunity to say hello before we open the breakout rooms is Tech Systems. Mike White or Mike Powers, either of you take it away.
Hey, Candy, you got me today.
Love it.
Yeah, so
Thanks,
Tech
Mike,
Systems, we're one of the nation's largest IT services companies. We support about 430 of the Fortune 500 companies to support their IT needs. Everything from entry-level roles, help desk, all the way up to, chief information officer positions. So kind of anything and everything in between there. We have about 110 offices nationwide, give or take. I myself am a national government services recruiter, so I specialize in working with transitioning service members to leverage their clearances to get them into opportunities. Having said that, I should probably mention that if you're trying to use your clearance for a SkillBridge, that is not an option. So keep that in mind as you navigate through some of these breakout rooms today, that you're not able to use your clearance to get into SkillBridge. You can transfer it over once your time in service is complete. But I look forward to talking with you all today. Anyone that wants to talk about opportunities in recruiting or wants to talk about opportunities in IT, feel free to pop into Tech Systems breakout room.
Thank you, Mike. Really appreciate you. Hey, I lied. We're not opening breakout rooms just yet. To my friends at Amazon and John Deere, of course, you get to say hello. my apologies. Michelle, how are you? Thank you so much for being here to represent that little company called Amazon.
I know, tiny little bookseller. It's really hard to get people understanding what we actually do. But so excited to be here and continue to partner with 50 Strong. I am Michelle Mills. I am an active duty Air Force spouse. I saw some Air Force in the chat, so aim high. Got to get a little love in there. My husband is currently serving down in Tucson, Arizona, which is where we're located. Now, I work on the side of Amazon of everything outside of AWS, and I've got a great counterpart on the line who is our AWS specialist. So I can talk to you about all the amazing things that happen on the other side of the house. Now, I would say if it exists in the world, it exists at Amazon. We have movie companies, we have music companies, we do logistics, HR. I mean, truly the sky is the limit. And when it comes to SkillBridge, we have teams from across the organizations who just raise their hand and say, yes, I want a veteran, I want a male spouse. And so if you stop in the room, we can talk a little bit more what it's like to navigate that situation, especially when we're in a company that has about 30,000 jobs. It's a little overwhelming. So what we'll do is we'll talk through the best practices on it and talk to you a little bit more about how we approach SkillBridge on the non-AWS side of the house. So look forward to seeing you.
Thank you, Michelle. Really appreciate you. And to my friends from John Deere, last but not least, take it away.
Hi, Candy. Hi, everyone. My name is Cassie Globzinski. I get to serve as one of the military outreach coordinators at John Deere. There's 3 of us. My husband is currently serving active duty in the Army. He's been active for over 14 years. We've been married like 12 and a half of them, but John Deere, you may have known us by our iconic green tractor, or if you were at Lowe's, maybe you saw those really lovely green riding mowers that are featured out front now that we are back in the spring and summertime. But you may not be aware that we're also an industry leader in construction, in forestry, technology, and in many other areas and aspects as well. We currently have opportunities in operations, skilled trades, machining, assembly, technicians, engineering, supply management, logistics, IT, human resources, finance and accounting, and the list goes on. And there is not a job at John Deere that we cannot turn into a SkillBridge. We are also an approved third-party partner specific to our dealerships. We have over 2,000 dealership opportunities nationwide. My amazing counterpart, Marcus, who is also one of our military outreach coordinators, is on the call, and he's going to be dropping some information in the chat so that you can fill out a contact card. Filling that out just simply gives us permission to reach out to you to set up a 30-minute chat, very informal, casual, and easy, just like this 50 Strong meeting is, where we can chat with you about your what you've done in the past, what your career goals are, and what your preferred location is. We do hope that we get an opportunity to chat with you today in the John Deere breakout room. And thank you all so very much for your service. Huge congratulations on this next chapter unfolding for you. Thank you, Candy.
Awesome. Thank you, Cassie. Okay. You just heard Cassie talk about third party. So you may hear this term used. Before we open the breakout rooms, I just wanted to share with you, there are different ways to participate in SkillBridge. Okay. So you can participate with DoD authorized employers that have their own direct programs. Okay. You can participate via a DoD authorized third-party partner. Tech Systems is an example of this that has both. U.S. Chamber of Commerce Hiring Our Heroes is a really strong program that many of the employers here today collaborate with as well. John Deere, you just heard Cassie talk about, they have direct opportunities as well as opportunities that they can facilitate as a third party with their partners. There are also DoD authorized training programs. So there's many of these. I just wanted to share this as a little bit of a preface before we go into the breakout rooms, just so that we're all kind of working from the same starting point. There are different ways to participate, so please keep that in mind. A little bit of housekeeping. When we open the breakout rooms, SkillBridge partners, please stay in your rooms. Service members, you can navigate freely. You can move yourself in and out however often you'd like. Our team will give an announcement at each 15-minute interval. You can use that to go into 4 breakout rooms, or you can fully ignore it and move yourself how you'd like. Before you go into the breakout rooms, this is really important. Please make sure you know how to follow up with each of these SkillBridge partners after this meeting. We do not want to be a bottleneck, and we want you to efficiently and directly navigate as each of them tells you is the best way. Some may give out their email addresses. Some may direct you to an intake that they have. So again, please just keep that in mind. Please be respectful. Don't monopolize the time. I hate that I have to say this, but I do. Please no B2B to employers during this time, and no selling to service members during these breakout rooms as well. Today's breakout rooms, all the organizations that you see here each have their own breakout room. There are a couple of additions that I need to share with you. Number one, I don't think the GE team is here today, and that is my fault. If anybody from here is from GE, let us know now. So that's my fault, full responsibility, and I will send apologies. Secondly, I want to call out AWS has its own separate breakout room. So there's an Amazon and an AWS breakout room. Third, and I know many of you are going to be excited to hear this, while not pictured here, NASA has joined and is hosting their own breakout room. So again, NASA is the addition to today's lineup. We're going to go ahead and open up the breakout rooms in just a second. If this is your first time at 50 Strong, and for many of you it is, I wanted to just quickly share again, we have a tool that you can use anytime that includes 6,000 unique SkillBridge opportunities across about 130 partners. Of these 6,000, almost 3,000 of these have been added within the last 2 weeks. So here's the thing. If you're going to Phoenix, Arizona, I live in Phoenix, by the way, so great if you're coming to be my neighbor. If you're coming to Phoenix, Arizona, post-military, I don't want you wasting time, frankly, if a certain SkillBridge partner will never have opportunities in Phoenix, Arizona, as an example, right? So one of the reasons that we do this, and we really encourage our partners to list these at city, state level, is so that you can easily figure out who are the right SkillBridge partners for you to go talk to. I'll drop that again in the chat. Feel free to use that for today or anytime partners are updating these in real time. All right, I'm going to go ahead and open the breakout rooms. They are now open. Oh, thank you, Chantel. You opened those for me, didn't you? Thank you. Y'all, if you haven't met Chantel yet, Chantel, say a quick hello before the breakout rooms open.
Hi, I'm Chantel.
Awesome. Thank y'all. Okay, listen, the breakout rooms are now open. To enter your breakout rooms, there's a button on the bottom of your screen, probably, that says breakout rooms. When you open it up, you'll see a listing of all the SkillBridge partners that are here today. SkillBridge partners, if you can go ahead and go into your rooms, we want to make sure that you're settled. There's a little number that you'll see next to each one that tells you how many people are in there. So maybe plan your time accordingly. If there's a boatload of people going into one room, maybe go in there at the halfway mark. All right, if you have issues moving yourself in and out of a breakout room, I'm going to ask that you use the chat to share with our team. We can manually move you. If you can share your name and the room that you're trying to get into, then we'll try to get you to the right spot quickly. All right. Okay, I'm going to take a quick look. Chantel, I saw your note. Serco has a breakout room.
All right, Kamisha, I'll move you.
Okay, Chantel, who do you need me to add?
Uh,
How was it, Jamie?
It was good. It was great.
Good, good, good. Welcome back, everybody.
Thank you.
Good conversations, I hope. Barbara,
Yeah,
how was it
absolutely.
today?
Absolutely.
Good. Good, good. All right, we'll give everybody just a second. All right. Hey, I hope today has been productive for everybody. I really want to say thank you all so much for being here. I have a couple of quick things I want to wrap up with. Please, please, please make sure that you are following up directly with each of the SkillBridge partners you met based on the preferred way that they ask you to meet with them. So if somebody said, hey, hit me up on LinkedIn, do that. If somebody said, hey, here's an intake and we need you to fill this out, and that's going to initiate next steps, do that. These partners are working really hard every day to improve their SkillBridge processes. And I want to thank the ones that are also sharing back with us. I know how hard their work is, and we certainly appreciate their efforts to also be here today. Certainly leverage LinkedIn to build relationships. If you found out for the first time today about cool new companies that you've never heard of, follow their LinkedIn pages, follow their teams just to see what they're talking about. You can watch replays. We're going to be putting up several new 50 Strong replays soon. Share SkillBridge. It's a great pathway for active duty service members that are transitioning, but please remember that it's just one pathway. Okay. Keep in mind, and I'm going to drop this in the chat. There are almost 6,000 SkillBridge opportunities listed at the city state level on the 50 Strong website today. Those update in real time. And there are currently actually almost about 150 different DoD authorized partners that are sharing their opportunities. So again, please use that if it's helpful for you. I never want our events to be a roadblock for anybody. So you do not have to wait. You can use this anytime and action on that information anytime. Next week, we have a 50 Strong Employer Connect. This is for all active duty, reserve, guard, veterans, spouses, and military affiliated students. Awesome companies are going to be joining us again, and I do hope that you will join us. I will quickly drop. Chantel, do you mind to drop one more time the RSVP for next week in the chat so that folks can go ahead and sign up for that?
mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank y'all. Okay, we have some cool giveaways today. I will send out 5 50 Strong shirts or hats. You can take your pick. To folks that share about today's event on LinkedIn, tag the people and the companies that you met that are running SkillBridge programs, tag 50 Strong, and tell us what you learned today. The whole goal of SkillBridge is about learning, and I hope that you have found today's event as productive toward your learning and exploration with SkillBridge. We'll keep an eye on these today and tomorrow, and we'll send out 5 shirts and or hats to folks that make the most creative or the most insightful posts. When we wrap up, please take 20 seconds to complete the survey at the end of this meeting. It just helps us with feedback. Again, y'all, please join us next week. Some cool new employers that we're excited to introduce you to. I for sure want to say, before I wrap up, are there any other giveaways that anybody would like to offer? Okay, great. All right. So I'd like to say thank you to our sponsors for making today's event possible for everybody that joined. Thank you to United Health Group, Cushman & Wakefield, Johnson & Johnson, Verizon, ADP, Lowe's, Tech Systems, John Deere, and Amazon. All right. With that, I'm going to stop my screen share. We have a couple minutes left. would any of our sponsoring partners like to wrap up with a few last words based on something that they heard today or a question that they got today? Nobody?
Oh, I just raised my hand. I was waiting to be
Oh,
called.
hi, John. Oh, how are you, John?
Hey, John.
First, hi, Chantal.
Hi.
No, we had this timeline wise and conversation wise. One of the biggest things that I want to stress, and this is something I think I've heard Michelle Mills and a few other people say a million times, so I'm just going to parrot it and say it. Leverage relationships. The businesses and the point of contacts that you're meeting here, stay in contact with them, ask them for advice. All of us here, we all care, we're all here to help. And the other side of it, don't be afraid to ask questions, ask for help. You've earned it. You've done all of the things that you needed to do to get to this point, to be eligible for these programs, to have the interest of these companies, and we're here to help you. Don't be afraid to ask for help, and or utilize those relationships, because you've already earned it. The work was done.
Thanks, John. Good.
Cheers to that.
I would love to add one last thing too. As we've got individuals here, you've got all these amazing companies who are telling you they want to hire veterans and military spouses. I will talk for John and us, and I'm sure all the other employers. Don't hide that you're a veteran or military spouse. So many times you're told to sanitize down your resume and don't make sure they don't know you're really military. That's not for the companies here. We're telling you we want to hire you. So please make it abundantly clear in your resume that you are a veteran mil spouse. John and I work for Amazon that we have committed to hiring 100,000 veterans and mil spouses. If that doesn't tell you that we want to know you are one, I don't know what else we can do. So please, 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 on your resume, my resume says military spouse. I shout it loud and proud. So I really encourage you to make sure that it is something that we can quickly identify, so that when we have these amazing programs, we know that you're qualified for them, that we know that we can engage you for them and be able to bring you on. So please be proud of what you've done, so that we can make sure to help you along the way.
Love it. Thank you, Michelle.
Hey, Candy, I have just like a quick message. Just from our experience in today's booth in Verizon, so I recruit for a lot of business development, sales, solutions architects, people that are in front of people. And I was just listening to some of the folks that came on, and they were describing what they didn't want to do, which was those type of roles. And then they described themselves. And I was like, that sounds like a great sales candidate. Like, what do you mean? Sometimes we get hung up on titles. And I would recommend that everybody, especially if you're transitioning, you got to think about what space you want to be in. I mean, literally, right? Are you comfortable in front of a computer and you're just boxed in and you talk to no one? That may be you. But what if you need to constantly move around? I do. It's the reason why I have a sales and recruiting background. Like, I accepted that a long time ago. I need to be in front of people. I like to feel like I'm helping folks. And knowing that about myself makes everything else really easy, because I can be in different spaces. I can move up to the company, but I know that I will check those boxes and I will be happy regardless of the project. So, take that with a grain of salt, but you might want to consider that and really rethink if, hey, maybe actually I should hear a recruiter out. Don't just jump in, right? But like, hear somebody out and explore. Good luck.
I'll piggyback on that. I hear a lot of folks opting themselves out of sales and account management type. It's kind of one of my soapbox items. But then they're like, but I want to solve problems and help people and find solutions and work with a team. So I'll just say, if you feel like sales is icky, please rethink that, because particularly B2B sales, and even B2C sales, it's not really that. So I spend a bunch of time in sales. I sell every day. And it's a really important area that I hope folks do not opt out from.
I would also just echo that you guys came to the right place, because all of the employers on here collaborate with one another. And when we see candidates with specific skill sets and locations that we know we may not have the opportunity with our company, but we know of another company, thanks to this platform of 50 Strong, that we're able to reach out. I mean, I've sent candidates to Rebecca and Mike within the last month, and Jamie as well. And that's just how we roll, because if you email me and say, hey, I got a SkillBridge with this company, and so I'd like to withdraw my interest in John Deere, I will celebrate with you. It is a win. You are setting yourself up for post-military success, and that is worth celebrating.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Cassie. All right, y'all, we're at the 40-minute mark. We are officially now at the end of our time. If you want the 50 Strong shirt or hat, they're super cool, and the shirts are very soft. Post about this event on LinkedIn. Tell us what you learned. Tag 50 Strong, and we'll keep an eye on that today or tomorrow. Please tag the companies and the people that you met with too, so that they see it. All right, y'all. Hope you all have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you next Thursday at 50 Strong Employer Connect. See ya.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Candy. Thank
Thank
you,
y'all.
Chantel.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here.
Hi, Candy. Hi, this is Kenny. I had one last minute question.
Hey.
Hey, I know with, I don't know if this is the right way to ask the question, but I know with